When a trail camera captures something unexpected, it can be both exciting and mysterious at the same time. These incidents are a reminder of how important it is to have trail cameras set up in areas where people are not supposed to be. Not only do they help protect wildlife, but they can also help protect people from potential danger. We guarantee that these videos will cause a dramatic shift in your perspective. In the month of July of this year, a person living in Kentucky by the name of Douglas Windsor McCloney III uploaded a disturbing video to the social networking website Facebook. The recording was obtained from a surveillance camera that was positioned on the exterior of his home. McCloney stated that he had recently checked his surveillance cameras and was amazed to see a gaunt, glowing humanoid figure roaming his front yard. McCloney claimed that he had recently checked his surveillance cameras. This information was included in the synopsis of the movie that was just released. One user on Twitter claimed that she saw a pale humanoid figure racing across the yard of her neighbor, while another user recalled seeing a similar life form vanish into a nearby forest after it was spotted. Both accounts were shared on the social networking site Twitter. Both of these accounts were created by separate users. Following the coverage of McClone's tape by a number of different news channels, residents of the state of Kentucky started talking about their personal experiences with creatures that possess characteristics similar to those of the ones described on the tape. Upcoming next we have the Bigfoot or Sasquatch is a mythological primate-like monster that is said to inhabit the wooded areas of North America. Both names are used interchangeably. Many people believe that the cryptid they refer to as Bigfoot first appeared in the early 19th century. Nevertheless, this legendary creature has been a part of the folklore of the US and Canada for far longer than that. The vast majority of people are familiar with the cryptid as well as the countless sighting claims. However, it is unfortunate that the majority of these are nothing more than hearsay, and there is still no definitive evidence of the existence of Bigfoot to this day. The movie captured by the trail cam appears, at first glance, to be nothing more than a picture-perfect scene of snow-covered trees. In contrast, a few seconds later, a figure that resembles an ape walks into view. This figure continues to walk until it disappears into the forest, despite the fact that the camera is situated on one of the trees and therefore has a different view. Although the quality of the video isn't great, it might be one of the innumerable video clips, images, or claims that demonstrate the existence of Sasquatch. Next we have a new clip that is only 30 seconds long and originates from the state of Jharkhand in India, has recently gone popular due to the fact that it appears to show a humanoid figure throwing down the die of the road in the dark when there is no light present. The footage was captured by a group of motorcyclists who were making their way along a lonely road in the region when they made the decision to have their cameras on hand just in case. Another incident is, for some unexplainable reason, entertainment mediums such as movies, books, and even real-life attractions that feature terrifying zombies that hunt humans and consume their flesh are always successful. This includes both virtual and physical attractions. The idea that the dead could rise from their graves in Africa during the 17th and 18th centuries served as the inspiration for the zombies that we are familiar with today. Zombies evolved from this concept. Some of the locals in that area have the superstitious belief that the dead can come back to life and cause mischief. Since this picture was taken in Lunenburg County almost 10 years ago, and there hasn't been any news about people hunting for their brains, I'm going to assume that we are safe for the time being. No one is certain whether or not this photograph was fabricated or captured through a trick of the light when it was taken. Next we have, this YouTuber was having a good time when he noticed a viewer in the room with him. He reached out to make contact with the viewer, but he may have been too nervous. Everything was peaceful until they discovered that the large fish was actually a shark and launched an assault on the man. Even worse, he ended up falling in the lake. Perhaps it was God's will for the shark to go in a different direction at that moment, but this guy had the shark's teeth on his board. Already, just thinking about it makes us shiver. Upcoming next we have, it is unclear why the man, who does not appear to be aware of the camera's presence, was hiding in the woods on the night that this photo was taken. However, the fact that he chose to conceal his identity raises suspicions that his intentions were not entirely selfless. The man does not appear to be aware of the camera's presence. Are you of the opinion that it could be a triad? A triad is either a tree nymph or a tree spirit, depending on your interpretation of Greek mythology. The term triad is now commonly used to refer to all tree nymphs and human tree hybrids that are mentioned in written works, unless those characters are in the company of Artemis, who is typically depicted as being friendly towards the vast majority of nymphs. It is common knowledge that Artemis is friendly towards most nymphs. The general public was under the mistaken impression that these animals shuddered in terror when they saw a human being. The triad saddle fungus can be found flourishing on dead trees, logs, and stumps all over the world, including in Europe, North America, Australia, and Asia. It can also be found in the UK. Moving forward, what would you do if all of a sudden a young girl appeared in one of your photographs? How would you react? The photograph depicts a young woman who gives off the impression of being perplexed while standing at a distance from the main topic of the picture, which is a deer. Although there is no story attached to this photo in any way, there is no disputing the frightening quality that it possesses. Upcoming next we have, because it is common knowledge that deer are easily startled, we can't say that we blame this particular animal for attempting to flee the scene. A trail camera was able to capture the moment when an unknown predator gave this poor buck the scare of its life and the pursuit of its lifetime. Some people believe it is evidence of the legendary Jersey Devil, while others believe it is merely a hoax or a particularly bizarre perspective of a real predator such as a cougar. Some people even think it is both. Whatever it is, it's safe to say that this deer and we are thinking along the same lines right now. Next on our list is, witnesses claim that a large number of people saw the nun dancing with a skeleton, and that during her performance, she had also the skeleton of a dog accompanying her on stage as well. Witnesses also claim that the dog's skeleton was present. The last time we checked, nuns aren't supposed to dance with skulls and skeletons, so visiting this site in person must have seemed like something out of a bad dream or a lucid dream. Visiting this site in person must have seemed like something out of a bad dream or a lucid dream. This surreal scene was captured by a trail camera that was set up next to the historic Hull General Cemetery on Springbank in England. It will be preserved for posterity. Next on our list is, in this video you can see how the Grim Reaper enters the body of a hospital patient. At the start, it was normal, but as you look closely, the Reaper exits from his body and proper body structure. No, it was definitely not his soul, because the spirit is carrying something in his hand, and after researching, many experts also confirm that it was actually a Grim Reaper. It was really creepy though. The next one is, there is a wealth of evidence in the field of science that points to a possibility that flying squirrels are a real phenomenon. But to witness one in action during the night while flying over a deer that is unaware of its presence is something that is on par with witnessing something that only occurs once in a person's lifetime. In your entire life, you will only have the opportunity to do something like this once. We are extremely interested in looking at the images that were taken immediately after this one because we want to find out what happens next with the deer and the squirrel working together with one another. The next on the list is it just me, or does anyone else get the need to go up and give this bear a kind pat on the back and ask him how he's doing? It would appear that he has had a difficult day and is in need of some kind of emotional support, possibly even a bear hug. The unfortunate creature unquestionably requires the company of a buddy. Coming up next we have, will these two polar bears engage in a fight to determine which one of them gets the dinner? Or is it possible that they are competing for control of the tree that is most convenient for them to scratch their backs on? You are probably aware that whenever a bear engages in combat with any other kind of creature, the outcome of the conflict is pretty much predetermined. This holds true even if the bear is larger than the other creature. But when it comes down to a battle between two bears, it's anyone's guess which one will win. Next we have, if you've ever had the unfortunate experience of coming face to face with a hungry raccoon, you already know that the animal will pretty much do anything it can to attain its aim of eating. In this scenario, the objective was to get to the bird feeder where all of the tasty seeds were kept. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that everyone got the same amount. After all, they are each exerting a considerable amount of effort in order to have the munchies. The next one is, everyone can empathize with this bear because they've all been in similar situations when they've been caught on camera. When something itches, you have to scratch it, don't you agree? And now that we have your attention, I want to discuss the height of this bear. He is almost at the top of the tree while standing on his hind legs, and he isn't even standing completely straight the whole time. The next one is, This white deer is just stunning. It stands out like a sore thumb among the natural surroundings. The high visibility of white deer makes them an accessible target for hunters as well as their natural predators, such as coyotes. Hence, a herd of white deer would not be able to endure in the wild. Last but not least, we have in the Chippewa flowage in the state of Wisconsin, a mother bear was seen carrying her 3 cubs on her back as she went swimming in the water. The Chippewa flowage was where the cubs were found. What a priceless experience for both the parent and the child to have together. The most out-of-the-ordinary thing that your camera has ever captured. Do let us know in the comments down below. We hope that the video was interesting. With that, we come to the end of this video. We promise to bring more of these incredible videos. Please keep supporting us and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, press the bell icon to stay updated.